Hey there, everybody, and welcome back. So, this is a very exciting day for us NASCAR fans, especially those that grew up in the 2000s like I did. So, I'm the Generation 4 child who grew up during the peak of Generation 4 NASCAR. And so, this means a lot to me. So, first start following NASCAR about 1998, but I was like 3 years old by then. And then 2001, starting with that Daytona 500, was when I first started to follow NASCAR more often. So, and then I went to the Rockingham race in 2001, right after that Daytona 500. And yes, it's the race that Ski Park won. And then it's snowballed from there. So 2003, 2004 season was like the peak years of my childhood for NASCAR. Definitely between 2003 to 2009 was like the peak years for me. So these cars bring my childhood back to me for many reasons. And so, long story short, so iRacing. So iRacing was started in 2008. They were born out of a company called NASCAR Racing season 2003, something like that. In our 2003 is what they were called. It was a PC game back then, and it was a very popular video game. They had like this kind of cult following to this day, but that was weird. iRacing was kind of born out of the people that developed that game, and then they kind of started their own company that became iRacing. And so, they missed out on Generation 4 when they first started to scam cars. They started off with the Car Tomorrow years. And then we got the Nationwide Car from Hart Jr. in 2009. And so that kind of became my Generation 4 style body, but it was for different reasons. So that car went from being the Nationwide car in 2009, and then they used that car become the ARCA car with the horsepower reduced to, like they cut the horsepower and called the ARCA car, because that's really what they were doing back then. They were taking Generation 4 bodies and turning it into ARCA cars in real world. So that's what they end up doing to that Junior Motorsport Nationwide car, and they called it the ARCA car until earlier this year. So it was like over 50 years of having the ARCA car in form of Hart Jr. Nationwide car from 2009. And then a couple years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago, they accidentally updated the car with the horsepower all the way back up and more. I think they accidentally put in the 900 horsepower onto that car. I said, quote, more accidentally, because there's a lot of us that suspected that iRacing was trying to test out the people. They were trying to test out how popular the cars would be if there was Generation 4 horsepower with 900 horsepower on the 2009 Hart Jr. Nationwide car. So that's where the story get really twisted, We're basically using a car that's been repurposed several times over and spanning 15 years. And that's where we end up with this. So that Generation 4 car with the Hart Jr. Nationwide car became so popular, it was getting like 50 to 100 people signing up at peak hours. It's a popular car, even though it was not supposed to be a Generation 4 car. But it was supposed to mimic the Generation 4 car, but it was not the true Generation 4 car. And so iRacing's like, okay, we got enough data. We can get enough ROI by scanning 4 cars for the 2003 Cup cars to come to life on iRacing. And so that's what they did. They found 4 cores, 2 per make. They found Hem Harvick, Brit Yor winning core from 2003, and they also found it, this guy, this core, Sir Matt Kimsel core from 2003 into 2004. So, according to Jim Hart Jr., the core that iRacing scanned with the championship core from 2003, and that core also ran again at Rockingham in 2004, the same race that where he beat out Casey Kane in a photo finish right there. Cause that's the core that was put in the museum, and then iRacing was able to find it and scan it to life. We also got like the super speedway body as well. I don't know which core it came from for the Ford, but on the Chevy, you got like the Chevy core. It came from Jet Gordon core that ran at Talladega in 2005. But yeah, that's the super speedway body, and we're gonna be running that later tonight. Hopefully, we're kind of running out of time for me before I have to go to bed. But yeah, so that's the full story of Generation 4 cars that we got today. It's been, oh my gosh, 22 years in making from when they released that game in 2003 with the NR 003. That was like my childhood. I found it in 2009. I played it the hell out of that for almost 10 years until I went to iRacing. So with that said, we're finally getting to test out the true Generation 4 Cup core. So the big difference with this core and the Gilmore Hart Jr. nationwide core that we've been using was that the wheelbase length is 110 inches with the Cup cores in 2003, and Gilmore Hart Jr. core from 2009 is 105 inches. So this core had a wheelbase length that is 5 inches longer, so that should be a little bit more stable, hopefully. And then, of course, the body is accurate. It's less of a Twisted Sister style, but that's 2003 was about when the body started to become Twisted Sister, and that became pretty obvious by 2005, 2006. So yep, alright, well, I'm done talking about the history. I can't believe I talk about it for 8 minutes, but here we are. We're gonna test this core out at Charlotte Motor Speedway from 2009, because, sorry, I pulled up the wrong picture. That was just, a short blog discussion about the tracks. I don't know why it's end up here, but... Alright, well, let's see what this is gonna do for us. I do like that they're flashing light for us. I don't remember that flashlight being a thing in NR 003. Oh yeah. You have to be careful on the gas for sure. Really has to slow this car down to get it to turn, because this thing was going very fast. They were more concerned about this car being fast than the cornering speed back then. The faster you are on the straights, the better you were, the more horsepower you have. That and go on. Sorry, but chat. Oh my gosh. That was a good save. This is literally my first time driving this car. Oh yeah, it's loose as hell. It's loose as hell. I I had never been good at this track anyway, so. Alright, that was good. That was good. Shit, missed the corner. Shit, missed the corner. That's gonna be my fast lap. Hugging the white line like what they used to do back then. I'm sure the way I'm driving this, I'm gonna burn off the tires before long. Jesus. That was good. That was good. Let's try now something here. It's not quite working out, but yeah, you boost the hell out of the tires early on. You're gonna have a bit fall off, as it should be. It's falling off pretty quickly now, for sure. Well, I said that and I shit got... Oh, got loose. Yeah, we're just gonna let it rip.
We've got wheel damage. We've got damage on the back end. We've got damage on the front end.
Alright, we're gonna try one more time at game. A faster lap. So I actually been to Charlotte. I've been on the track at Charlotte Motor Speedway in real life. As part of NASCAR ride-along experience. I went about 160 miles per hour, I believe, that day. I don't know if that was a Generation 4 car or if I was riding the COT back then, but it was a the banking was unbelievable in person. And in the car going 160 miles per hour. It was like a roller coaster ride. Every corner. It was incredible. Oh yeah, there we go. Trying to do crow-flying speed here. Kind of too much speed on the exit. We were kind of going up. Alright, let's try again one more time. There's a lot of rotation here with this core. Yeah, a lot of wheel spin too. Alright, that was a good save. But yeah, these cores were a beast to drive around for sure. That's why it was so popular with fans. And it's why so many people miss the score. For sure. For sure. Oops. I was trying to do some fun donuts. This score has so much horsepower. So here we go. Yeah, here we go. Enjoying the sounds, enjoying the beast that was the Generation 4 race car. This is a beast, and we all miss this car. Full steel body experience right here. Very handful for sure. So yeah, that was a quick video review of Generation 4 with the history and the full explanation. I hope you're enjoying this. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all later. Have a good one.